is for entertainment purposes only. You can come and go as you like. It's a free will channel. I talk about consciousness. I talk about all the things nobody else talks about, higher consciousness, and all of those things. This is a trigger warning. I might put trigger warning in the title, I'm not sure. This is for this is for all of those from, and I think it's quite comedic, the drive-through window. I think it's comedic. It's adding a bit of lightness to some heavy topics. I like how my hair is just kind of falling onto the black here. It's very pretty. I wanted to say this is for those from my past, my ex from Calgary and the cult that he belongs with, and the shadow government that has been screwing with my life. This is to all these people that are in cult and coven life. This is to all those that believe and act and behave from within the understanding that you have to hurt people, and that you have to intentionally have plans and plots and schemes to make life and to make a living, to hurt people, and to rip their lives apart, to break a soul. There's pages and pages and pages, as you all know from the videos that I've made. There's pages and pages of things that these people have done, intentionally, getting together in the scheming and the plotting and the planning of their lives so that they can come out a winner and ahead. And so this is going to be one of my most, and I can get there, my most raw videos about once and for all. I've said it so many times that it's benign. Once and for all, the damages that these people have done to my soul and my spirit. It's made me we can say what heavens have done. We can say what the heavens have wanted us to say as light workers, that these were all lessons of becoming a vast soul, a wise soul, an experienced soul. If we could endure the pain, if we could endure the lessons learned, if we can endure all of these things which I've been told by Spirit through the years, I was able to transcend, I was able to move beyond, I was able to survive just with Source. All of these things, I have given myself with Source. I've survived it with Source. There's been nobody beside me, and nobody will take that from me, and nobody's going to stand up and say I was beside you the whole time, at a girl. But this intention is for a slow and purposeful rendition of the cost of breaking a soul, and that will never be made right. It'll never be made different. It'll never be made in I cannot look at divine masculine the same ever again. And no, it doesn't mean I'm going to be gay. It just means I'd rather be alone for a very, very long time. The intention of countless lies, countless hiding in the closet of what's done in your private life, and to hide it from all those you say you love, to lie to your children's face every day, about what you do in private and secret societies and secret this and secret that. Shadow government's paying you to keep me away from what's mine and what's legally mine, what has always been mine that I've earned as a soul just by being a good person, by being born to such horrible, dark people. That should have been enough. But I had to spend 50 years fighting for my life from black magic and voodoos from people that didn't feel that I was worthy enough to have the life favored by God. And these people lived every day to do everything they could to assure that I wasn't worthy enough. Their intention was to show me, to prove to me, to mirror to me that I was not worthy of anything that God had blessed me with, left me with, wanted me to rise to and remember who I was. And these people made it their mission to abuse me every day, covertly, mentally, emotionally, and dangling life before me and then ripping it out. Dangling life before me and then ripping it out. Dangling life before me and ripping it out. Gaslighting, toxic degrees of gaslighting. Toxic degrees of, oh, we're going to pay you now, we're not going to pay you now. We're going to pay you now, we're not going to pay you now. It's been a game of psychological disgustingly tormentuous, such sick levels of control over others that I think these people need psychiatric wards. To think that there's actually people that have gone to such trouble to send as many people have been sent in to try and throw me off, take me out, infect me, to make me fall in love so that they can start this whole toxic cycle over again. The slow dagger, tormenting, horrible experience that all of these people are included in. And everything that they pretend to give me, their intention is to rip it away so that I'm ever more broken. And just this alone in what they do, just this alone in what they go to the troubles of paying people to hack, to do spell work, to spy, to follow me, to stalk me, to make sure that there's so many people that are involved that have access and overhaul of my money that I've never been told about, I've never been offered to, and yet my ex and the Calgary cult, who were minions of the shadow government, and the many elites that were using me for the very same purpose and the abusing me of the very same purpose. I can't grasp, I couldn't sit across a table from any of you and have a conversation with those that went to such horrible degrees of human abuse, cruel human behavior, that you dangle life in front of such an innocent fucking soul, only to be ripped apart and have it ripped out from underneath me at any given time because the shadow government and those in the banking system and those in this circle of disgustingness, you all play controller over my money. It's a sick fucking game. I don't know how I could sit across from any of you. I wouldn't make any time for any of you. I would never sit across from any of you and have you give to me your experience of why you did what you did and you want to make it right. I don't understand this. I don't understand how you can look at me and you say you want to make it right. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You psychologically fucked with me to the very deepest of degrees. You played games with the precious soul that did nothing to you, except say that I don't want to be abused, I'm not going to be a part of your group. I used the gifts that I was given to save my life. You would have all killed me by now, and you would have all been... How many times did you celebrate all my sacrifices? How many times did you all celebrate based on the money that the voodoo people that you were paying, that were sure that they were going to take me out this time? And you all celebrate, and you all have your group chats, and you all make up your fake videos with your AI screens, and you make so much money exploiting me in your disgusting reality show in the black web of how many ways you can fuck over an earth angel. And then you say you want to make it right. You have all made millions off of exploiting me. You've all made millions off of taking my soul and my family's heavenly name, who did nothing to any of you except show everybody how to heal. And you want to sit across from me and say, make it right? You're still doing magic today. You're still doing your luring and your magic today. You're still figuring out what can you send in, who can you send in next? What fake lover can you send in next to play with my fucking mind and heart and soul? Everybody involved, the elites involved, you have no fucking idea. You have no fucking idea. All of you have had every day to make something right and send in just a pure-hearted donation to make life easy for me, to do any one fucking kind act, and none of you have done anything. All you want to do is get out of whatever crimes that you've done, and you still want to figure out how you can harvest and plot. Who can you send in next that I will fall in love with, so you can have it ripped up from underneath me 2 weeks later and have me humiliated again in front of the public? You think I'm ever going to ever be okay in any situation, any person? You have ruined life for me, all of you. Do you think going into any normal situation that a person can go into, whether it's a date or ice cream or anything, going out anywhere with anybody, is a normal situation for me because of you sick fucking people? You've made every interaction a game of hell. That's what you wanted. And you won. You won, you sick fucking people, you won. You will never make right. You have broken my fucking soul. And it doesn't mean that I will ever play your fucking games and go to your fucking cult, because everybody you pray to works for me. But if you ever think you're going to take up 10 minutes of my time and sit across from me and give me whatever fake ass, fuck ass, dumb, disgusting, fuck ass anything comes out of your mouth will ever make a difference, you already broke me. I won't give you 5 seconds to sit in front of me and think that anything you say is going to make any fucking difference on every disgusting act all of you have done. You cannot count the disgusting acts that you have all conjured and schemed and plot and planned not only on me but my children, because you're so fucking selfish, because of your fucking disgusting beliefs that are absolutely abhorrent and wrong. Nothing that you believe in will ever get you anything. This is how twisted all of you are, and you need to go to a fucking psych ward and get assessed. If you think that conjuring on my children and conjuring on me will get you anything but hell, you are all mistaken. And you do everything that you do to have control and ownership over my money and over my gifts and skills and over my proprietorship. You're insane. You're not getting anything. You live to be villains and you live to be thieves. You are thieves of souls. There is no essence in any of you to do and be who I am. And that's why you always fail. That's why your videos and your speech, the same speech of AI, you put your same AI message through, and it does nothing to people. You've ruined my life. And you all partied and celebrated. You all sold your souls. God has been so graceful for all of you. You've ruined the relationship between me and my children. You've ruined the relationship between me and any future man that will ever be. There's deep healing I still have to do. I've done so much healing, and I'm proud of where I've come, and I'm proud of what I've experienced. I'm proud that I survive homelessness every fucking day. I'm proud that I can still heal, and I'm one of the best healers on the planet. And I'm very proud that I'll be able to walk with the legions of light, and I'll be able to go anywhere in this galaxy, and I'll be called upon because of what I've learned. I can't understand how any man, how any person can sit in private and actually discuss and diagram and plot how you're going to fuck somebody over. Because you've already spent the money, you've already aligned the money that was never ever yours. You've already played with my life. I want you all to get that. It doesn't matter about the money that comes back to me. It doesn't matter if the money comes back to me. Because you've already fucked with me to such fucking degrees, my life will never ever be the same. And that's what you all wanted. You all had such hate inside of yourselves. You all had such disconnection with God inside yourselves that you never ever believed, you never ever gave me one fucking ounce of life. You never wanted me to ever feel happy and fulfilled on any level, that I never deserved any of this because of your hate. It's your hate. And I'm saying one more time, there's no winners. Even if I was to leave this planet tonight and I was to say, fuck it all, you guys can have your fucking money, that's all that matters to you, you low vibrational fucking idiots. And you keep your money in your dumbass private fucking agendas, and you're all going to Epstein Earth where you all wanted, and it's all where you planned. I've drawn it out for you 8,000 times, and you're still throwing things against the wall to see how you can get out of it. All you care about is your non-accountability. You're still fucking cowards. You haven't done any learning on any level. If I was to leave tonight and you keep the money and you can have your fucking parties all over the world and your Satanisms, your Luciferians, your dumbass warlocks and your Eastern Star fuck shit and all the people that have been planning on my life and trying to break my fucking soul, and then what? You're still going to Epstein Earth. Your hearts have not healed and your chakras are still not spiraling, and you don't know God. You only knew God in the hating of me. And some of you even cried, and some of you even healed just a little bit because you had slight 1 ounce of a sliver of a conscience because of how much pain and trauma you fucking caused me. You fucking cowards. My children don't look at me the same, and I'll never get those 7 years back. I don't understand how people sit down in a room and you figure and you sort out plots and plans that you actually think that you're intelligent enough to play chicken with God and keep playing chicken with God on my life. This is what is so disgusting. This is where from now, this is every interaction I have with humanity. You actually sit down and you sort out how much that you can play chicken with God, with my soul, and I have to sit across from you and know that you've played with my soul this fucking much, and you say you want to come and make it right with me? Are you kidding me? How does it feel every day knowing that there are people with resources up the yin-yang that are plotting on taking me out? And I not only worry about my life, but what's done for my children and the magic that they have had to face they didn't fucking deserve because of such fucking disgusting, fucking black hole idiots. They didn't deserve any of this. And in other timelines, my whole family was destroyed because of this dumb, disgusting, fucking bullshit, dark occult mess. You will never, ever get what you want by these types of disgusting fucking behaviors. You've disconnected so much from God that you actually think I'm going to spend 5 minutes of my survived life talking to you about how you can fucking make it right. It will never be made right. You have played with my psyche, you have played with my psychology, and I've done everything in my power to fight for every word and every line of the Human Rights Act, of the Constitutional Act, of the Financials Act, and my Privacy Act, and I have done so with such fucking grace and such power that is only of God. And I've come forward to fight for every person and every child that's been trafficked that all of you play fucking life with because you want their fucking money. And you're going to see who you're going to send next, who's in your roster next for you to send, who's in your roster next to send. And you're going to keep fucking with me until I fall victim and fall weak, just to go out with that person and have it ripped out from underneath me. That anytime I give my heart or love to, for 5 seconds, you're going to fucking rip it out just like that because you still want to play like you fucking control my life. And every single person you've sent me has felt love for me because that's how fucking pure I am. And then you say to me, because now all their lives are getting fucked over because actually karma is real. And now they have to face what they've done. They played with angels. You have all made me smarter and wiser. I'm more of a genius than I was. And I'm okay being alone for the rest of my life. You all owe me a lot of money, and that's what I want back. I don't want your fucking friendships. Are you fucking kidding me? Your friendship is any day now I'm getting sacrificed. Because all of you are just going through another soul fragment you have to heal. And now all of you are in legal trouble and you want to come back and you want to sit under my fucking wings and be protected. Because life is so easy with me. Your money flows when you're with me. Your homes are fun when you're with me. Your children get loved and taken care of, and everything is protected when you're under my fucking wings. Well, for 50 years you tried to kill me 100,000 times because all you saw were dollar signs. And you did the most disgusting thing on my consciousness. You did the most disgusting thing is you had fantasies of me, the angel. How many times did you sell me in the black web? How many times did you sell me? And what kind of disgusting fantasy show did you have in the black web on my name and my energy? And you want me to sit across from you while I listen to you as you're wasting more of my time while I'm homeless. You're wasting more of my time so that I don't actually put you all in jail for life sentences. See what I'm saying? You want me to waste more of my time to listen to you on how sorry you are and how you want to make it right. Many of you in whatever cults and covens, whatever groups and families you belong to, you do what you do because you have no sense of self and you're insecure and jealous and envious because you have no sense of self, because you're disconnected from all that is anything feeling of love and good. That's why you do what you do. I'm not going to be with you on that ride. My life has been put on hold, just to let all of you know. This is how much God loves you. This is how much God loves you. My life has been on hold for 7 years. 7 years. 7 years, I did an extra cycle of karma. On top of all the other karma that I did for the collective, on top of all the other karma I did for my lineage, on top of all the other karma I did for people that screwed me over, but in the heavens and in spirit, I said I would take on extra karma so that they can focus on their healing, which they never did. They just kept focusing on how to fuck me over. Just because I did nothing except say, I'm not going to sit here and be lied to my face. I'm not going to sit here and have my money stolen from right up from underneath me that you refuse to be accountable for. My ex was stealing money from me for a very long time. Him and his dumbass cult that do sex magic on each other every day. And they're twisted in the head and they all need to be assessed. They've been stealing from me for a very long time, and I called them out. And I said, I'm not going to sit with you. We're not friends. I'm not going to be a part of this fucking charade where you lie to everybody's face and you steal behind my back and you go and take all of my secrets to your dumbass fucking black ass cult. So go and do whatever the fuck you do. Play your stupid ass fucking dumbass games. Where are you going to be? You're still going to be on Entropy Earth. And then when you find out, after playing chicken and after knocking your heads against the wall for 8 fucking years, the same thing, 8 every day, 8 years, every day, 8 years. Every day you did the same fucking thing and you still lost. And we say as lost in that you'll never get my soul. You'll never have me on your side. I'm not going to play your fucking dumbass games with you and your satanic fuck shit that's going nowhere. And I'm not going to hold your hand and I'm not going to feed you by the spoon again. And you have been given everything. All of you have been given everything. Tantruming tiny little boys and girls. And all you've done is done more hate and done more harm and done more games and done more plots and plans. All of you, that's all you've done. That's all you've done. More cycles of hurting, more cycles of hurting. That's all you've done. And you think that I'm going to sit in front of you while you give me what? What are you going to, how are you going to make this right? How are you going to make it right? How are you going to make it right? All of you owe me the money that you stole, plus suffering and PTSD, plus the suffering that I had from my not being with my kids, from having to stand 10 times, 1,000 times higher than any of you, in the same ascension light, do my processing, plus everybody else's, and have my life be put on hold for 7 years while you get your dicks out of people's asses, because that's all you did is you played games in the black web for your fucking money. That's all you did. You played sex games, because you. All of you had your temptations. All of you were wounded. And I stuck back and I hung back for all of you. I did 7 extra years. And where did I do it? In the fucking street. Because you all held my money back. And you kept lying. And you kept your fucking fake POAs, death certificates. I mean, how many times did I die? How many times did I die? How many fake POAs? You did so much corruption on me, it's not even fucking funny. I don't even know how any of you are still walking around with the corruption that all of you have done, right up to the shadow government, to the top elites. And those top elites are just as fucking guilty for directing the minions, for doing your MK Ultra on me, for doing your military style attacks on me. Are you serious? If we go to court, all of you will be getting multiple life sentences. You will never get out of jail. All of you, all of your businesses, all of everything. You have 5 minutes of a conscience and you come back and say, oh boy, how can I make it right? We're gonna see if I can get in your good books one more time so I can be held by you, oh angel. Oh angel, I've had a few days of crying. I see what I've done to you. Can you please forgive me? Can we please do this again? Can we please have another life again? I'm sorry to all of those that have lost their lives in these sick, disgusting games of black magic and voodoo. That you were told so many wrong things and you chose to believe them. and the lessons of all the souls that are around all of you, and you keep doing the same thing every day. And isn't that insanity? You do the same thing and you expect a different outcome. Isn't that insanity? Because none of you have gone within it to heal. None of you have gone within to change your vibration within you, your vibration within you. Your vibration within you is what changes outside of you. The things that you learn and the skills that you learn, all of these things is how you learn, by doing the inner work. That's why you do the inner work. So you learn. So you learn when something comes up, what do you do? So that you learn when something happens, what do you do? So that you learn when you have a soul fragment, what do you do? You heal, you navigate, you choose differently, you be differently. You don't fall victim in these other situations. And why? It doesn't matter what you throw at me, or it doesn't matter what you bring at me. The answer will always be no. It will always be no. It doesn't matter if it's 18,000 years from now, it will always be no. Your souls will always be etched in my memory. Your souls will always be etched as the most darkest things that have done everything they can to place circles. And none of you, the thing that is so mind-boggling, while all of you were trying everything in your power because you knew that you had the monies that were tied up in your agendas and your businesses, and you had your monies tied up in whatever you had it tied up in, you didn't give a fuck about me. None of you gave a fuck. You were still trying to plot on me. You were still trying to pay hitmen and witches and voodoos and poisons. You went to very extreme degrees to take me out. Some of you still believe that if you sacrifice me, you will get my power, and you never will. Your harvesting has been shut off. You will not harvest and you will not touch my light. And now all of you feel like you're going crazy because you don't have access to my light. It's been your addiction. You have light within you. Try going and getting your own. You have made something very sacred.
Hello. How are you?
Like a sacred relationship and a sacred union and a sacred twin flame and a sacred life force and sacred energy. You've made all of these things like a sick fucking game. And I have to transmute it every day. I have to transmute everything every day. And I return to God just so that I can stay sane. Just so I can stay sane on all of the plots and all of the plans and everything that has been taken from me. And every day I wake up. Is there going to be a miracle? Is the money just going to be there? Is there going to be an apology letter from the government? Is my passport's going to be there? My real birth certificate, is it going to be there? I wake up with these dreams and these wishes that somehow, some way, the 50 years of fuckery online and taking and raping of my life will be made fucking right by people that just fucking get the game of this whole entire ascension experience, because it's your soul that needs to be made right. And you've done so many crimes that can't even be counted. You felt that lying on somebody's soul, raping somebody's soul, harvesting somebody's soul, making a reality show on my life, on my soul. And you all sit there and you fucking laugh and you make money off it while I'm sitting in the street. You go to work every day more balanced because of the energy that I give in my videos, because I give profound, balancing, cosmic, heavenly information that all of you get and all of you take away, and you give absolutely nothing to me. You're the most selfish fucking people in this fucking galaxy. Selfish. The most selfish fucking people.
Because it was under cleaning.
And you're elites. I know these elites, and they're running billion-dollar companies. Selfish, selfish, selfish fucking people.
Large iced coffee with sugar-free vanilla.
You have all been studying me and using me. Again, the list. This is an honest rendition because everything I'm saying is a true act on what has been done, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. We have to account from 3D to 5D, and this is all the things that have been done on my soul, on my life from 3 to 5D. I've transmuted it. I can go to 5D right now. I chose to held back for 7 years because I gave those that were involved, the people in soul contracts, I gave them a chance to wake up and be a part of the ride. And God gave that to you. God gave it to you. And what do? You still played the dumb fucking ass games. Now, what does that show for you? Your soul will go one of two ways. You will go to the darkest realms and you won't ever come up, because your soul and your body has not earned any light. And you didn't activate your DNA to learn what you need to learn and to be what you need to be in 5D, and you can't swap it and you can't fucking take it, idiots. You actually have to know. It's like when you're in the operating room, you kind of got to know where to put the tools. You can't skip out 3 chapters. You actually got to know the shit when you're opening somebody's brain. But you go out and you do your destiny swaps. You go out, you know everything. You know everything, you dark warlocks and you Epstein elite people. You still think that you can take my soul and my spirit one day, that you're going to get together with me, you're going to marry me, you're going to pretend to be a good husband for about 10 years, and then you're going to do a destiny swap on me with your matriarch witch and those doing voodoo on me every day. And you think that I'm going to feel safe going into anybody's home, knowing that any day you could be doing magic on me, you can be doing root work on me. You put me in a safe house and there's cameras everywhere, and you're still sending my energy to the black web. You want me to ever do anything with any of you is insane. You're all insane.
Thank you.
This is the list I have to check off. This is the list I have to check off. I gotta send police into any house that I go to just to make sure there's no cameras anywhere. I gotta make sure that my stuff is locked up 10 or 12 times because you all come and you feel entitled to my life, you feel entitled to my work, you steal my journals, you steal my work, and then you call it yours. That's what you did when I was in Calgary. You had people come and go from my life, come and go from my house, take my work, take my books, take everything from me. You fucking raked me thousands and thousands of times. What haven't you fucking taken from me? God won't let you take it. Why? Because you have to earn it. This is the whole thing. God is trying to teach you a lesson. God's been trying to teach you a lesson because your other half of your soul wants you to be a part of this ride, but all you fucking care about is being fucking thieves. I don't get it. There is nothing that you can say about how you feel about me is a joke. Videos where you say you fucking care about me, it's a joke. And it's not that you didn't care, you cared too much. It's a fucking joke. Every day you have an opportunity to do right and you don't. Every fucking day. All of you have an opportunity to get me off of the streets, and you don't.
Hi.
Because the highest court will ask you the same thing when you're sitting in that chair, and the jury gets to listen to you. And the lawyer will ask you, in the last 3 questions that will be asked of you, before your sentencing is read. So when you had an opportunity and you were living in your lifestyle and all of the things that you were doing, and every day you went about business as if there was nothing wrong. You went about business, all of you went about business as if nothing was wrong. You paid your bills, you paid your hydro, you did this and you did that. It wasn't until you fell into financial strategy, it wasn't until you fell into financial strife that your world started to be shaken up, because that's what we said. He doesn't seem to care unless something gets cut off of yours. But you all went about life as it was normal. You went about your dating, you went about your easy life of dating models and dating this and dating that and doing all that you fucking do. And pretending that you're all this and pretending you're all that. Well, you're stealing the words out of people's fucking mouths that actually do the fucking work. And we are connected with God. We actually pray and we actually do the things that good people do. So you take and you rape and 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 you take and you rape, and you call yourself a genius, and you call yourself privy, and you call yourself the one that's doing it all right, and you hire people and you hire people and you hire people and you hire people. So you suck the life out of me, and 50 years later, there's been nothing made right. Not one fucking penny has changed hands. Not one penny, but all of you take from me. And that's why all the readers out there have said, it's all a work environment. It's not a fucking work environment. I don't work for anybody. I'm not getting paid. I was never paid one penny. All these people take. And now you want to offer me a work contract. I want to work for you. Do you see how many things you've ruined for me? I can't look at anything the same ever again. And what was in the Akash, and what was in the heavens, and what was in the sacred elements of all galaxies and all tribes in the heavens and all cosmic, galactic, higher order planning. What was truly up there is what God gave each and every one of you, the possibility every day, and all you fucking had to do was make it right. And you still couldn't do that because you're fucking egos. You're fucking egos. And you think making a collective video, or you think making a collective and having a child come and ask me a question to see if I'm soft enough, see if I've forgotten all the psychological fucking damage you did to me. See if I've forgotten it. See if I'm okay to come in. See if somebody's okay to swoop in and kind of see if they can get back in my fucking energy. That's all you fucking care about is what you get and what you want. You don't give a fuck about me. None of you have ever given a fuck about me. What have you done for me? What have any of you done for me? I have proof. I have receipts. There's nothing in my fucking bank accounts. You've done nothing for me, so you can't say you care. Fuck that. You just want my energy because you want to play the fucking game again. And you want to get back in my energy so life goes easy for you. You get healed, you're nice and safe, and then 2 weeks into it, you're going to go play your fucking devil ass thing. You're going to go escape into the underworld again. And then you're going to go put your dick in everything and Tom, Dick, and Harry because you got another soul fragment coming up to be healed. And this is the same sick fucking cycle I've been in for 50 years. I come as your empath, I come as your healer, and I get fucked. All of you owe me a whole lot of fucking money, and I want my fucking money, and I want my birth records, and the governments are gonna owe me what I'm fucking asking for because you've been fucking up my life since the day I was born. Because I wasn't born on this island. I was born in the States. You dumbass fucking liars. And I want the fucking truth. I'm a stronger person, and I'm a master in the heavens, and I'm the highest ranked feminine on this planet and in the spiritual realm. Nobody's outranked me. And all the deities and all the angels and all the divine feminines on the other side, they are standing next to me. They don't work for me. They stand next to me because I'm part of that elite tribe. Because all I care about is the heavens and my work that I've done for the heavens and for the children that you raise their voices to just like you erase mine. And you put in dumbass, fuck-ass, false POA statements just like you put theirs in. The ones that are insane are all of you. The ones that are insane have wrapped my money up in your agendas without even fucking asking me. When all of you have done everything you can with my money and none of you stood before me and said, I don't know how we're gonna do this, but we'd like to make it right. You know, what do you say? How can we make this right for you? What is the first thing that we know? No, none of you did the ballsy thing. None of you did the legal thing. None of you did the thing that's on the stand up and righteous thing. I mean, even though all of you supposedly have certificates from universities, you're supposedly, even some of you in HR positions, go fucking figure that out. Human resources that stand up for the employees, are you fucking kidding me? You have all used me to no end. You've taken from me to no end. You've raped my soul to no end. You've broken my soul to no end. You've broken it psychologically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, sexually, repetitively. Nobody has taken what I have taken. There's no light worker on this planet that has taken the shit that I have taken. And I even came back to do it another 7 fucking years for all those that did so many fucking dumbass crimes that I transmuted some of your karma just so you can be in this fucking ride. And you better get on your knees tonight and you better bow to fucking God. That's how ignorant all of you are. You're so stuck up your own asses. You don't see what God has done for you. We're not friends and we're not buddies. We were supposed to work together because our energies were supposedly really powerful together. But all of you, for your choices and for your stupid, dumb-ass 3D low vibrational schemes and plots because you wanted to break a soul and you wanted to see how much I could take. You wanted to put yourselves at the top of your human hunger game and your human hunting machine, and you had me analyzed and studied and you had some more voodooists come in, you had some more spiritual hitmen come in, and you had all of these things done. And I came along and I played your fucking game while you had these reality shows and these fans only type of videos in me in the underground, and you all got paid a lot of fucking money until the ancestors said no more. You're not making a penny off of her when you've done nothing right. You've done absolutely nothing right to give back to her. None of you have given anything to me. None of you. The only people that have given to me are the children. The children didn't deserve the shit that you've done to them. The children didn't deserve you going and cloaking and using their energy when you couldn't use mine. The children didn't deserve you going to dream raping them. Do you see what I'm saying? I can go on and on and on for another hour of the shit all of you have done in your stupid, dumbass, fuck-ass cults. And you think that I'm gonna make time for you and in this pop-up that you plan on, just to see if you can get back in my fucking energy. You see, they're still scheming. There's no respect on any level. There's zero fucking respect. You still do the same fucking thing. You slither and you slime and you slither and you slime and try and do a pop-up. You don't phone, you don't do anything fucking respectful. You don't send the money like I asked through PayPal. No, you're gonna see how you can do it your way. We're not doing it fucking your way. This is my life and my energy, and you fucked with me enough.
Hi there.
You're not taking one more fucking ounce from me. You've raped my energy, you've raped my wisdoms, you've raped my everything, my intellect.
Large peach with sparkling water.
If you could this moment, you could take my proprietor rights and you could take everything that I've made and call it yours, because that was also your intention, wasn't it? Everything about me, your intention was to steal and rape and twist. And because all of you are wounded, because all of you are misogynistic men, none of you wanted to see me in my position that God made for me, because God wrote that position for me and I fulfilled it 10 times over. Because that's what I do while all of you are fucking around to see how you can be not accountable for your shit. I did the work 10 times over. And while children are dying and while children are being trafficked by your companies, you think I'm gonna sit across from you to hear your half-assed 4-year late, gee, how can we be friends and how can we build this over again? I'm not building anything over with you. I've had so much loss and so much damage and so much psychological torment. You broke my soul 100 times over. Good for fucking you. You win. You win, oh elite, you win. Go make your fucking badges. God gave you so many infinite chances to come back and do the right thing. All you could care about was your money and not being accountable. None of you gave a shit. None of you gave a shit. Not one of you stopped to talk and see how I was doing. Every night while I slept inside, none of you. And I even want to text to some of you. Some of you, I even texted you and I said, this is where I sleep, and I showed you the place where I slept. And all you could sort out was how you're going to get out of what you did. And then you say that you care and you love me. That's some sort of love. None of you know God. None of you would be where you are right now if it hadn't been for my light and my ideas. None of you would be where you are.
Hi there.
You wouldn't have made the money in your businesses. You wouldn't have rebalanced your money. You wouldn't have rebalanced your ideas. You wouldn't have rebalanced where direction. You wouldn't have rebalanced higher direction in life. You wouldn't have found out there's higher direction in life. You wouldn't have found out there's the heavens. You wouldn't have found out there's God. You wouldn't have found out anything. You wouldn't have been more advised. You wouldn't have been more intellectual. You wouldn't be more wise and more genius. I brought so many things to you, and what have you all done? You've all done fucking nothing. You're just out plotting and planning some more.
Don't have that for you. What?
The POAs haven't been made right. All of your mistakes and all of your errors and all of your lies haven't been made right. Where's the corrections in my files? Where's the corrections from all the debts that have been fraudulated on my credit bureau? The $20,000 legals that I owe legal fees. My car that was taken away and the impound fees. All the things that were in my car that I lost, I'll never get back. And you know what those were? You know what it was? You want to know what I missed the most? The pictures of my kids. You fucking assholes. Because you just had to win. You just had to stick it to me, right? And get my car towed so that I'd had to sleep on the street. You know what I did the first night I slept on the street? I was running around the city trying to I was running on my feet. Because all I had was my keys and my water bottle. Everything else was in my car. My wallet, my purse, everything. I was running, crying, trying to find my car. Because my pictures of my kids were in there.
Yeah, it was under cleaning.
Because you raped everything else. You fucking assholes, you fucking assholes. We're not family, we're not friends, you're forgiven. Fuck off.
Anything else?
You owe me the money that you've been raping from me for 50 fucking years, and I want my records fucking fixed. I want the appropriate birth records returned to me. My message is the same. Because I am of the fucking heavens. The deeds you have all done are uncountable, and I could sit and go through this another hour of all of the things that you have all done over the years, that you've done nothing to do anything to make it right. You still use my energy every day, you still harvest off of me. You still jack off to my video and my image. You still think about how you can make up the money. Because you've overcommitted to people, and you pay people by egregious ways of raping people's souls. And wasn't that your first mistake? And so how about you say to all those people, we've been making money illegally, we shouldn't have been making money this way, and we're gonna make it right. How about each and every one of you go out and you get a job, because I know you can. You go out and find your highest gifts, you go out and find your highest skills, and actually you go out and find something that matters to you. You start doing it for you. And you give these people their power back. And you stop trying to take care of them like your little fucking harem where you can have sex anytime you want with whoever you want. And get your dicks out of people's asses and start loving yourself and start fixing your life force and start getting the demons that are attached to you out of your soul and out of your spirit and actually get healed. Because how you feel when you're connected with God, there is nothing and there's no amount of money and there's nothing that will ever make it right. And I've proven that 100,000 times over.
Oh yeah, I have.
I'm okay being alone for the rest of my life. I don't give a fuck. I've been celibate for 15 years. I don't care. Because the men that are out there, the men that have been shown to me,
You have medium-iced shallots.
I'd rather be by myself.
And they can
All of you are just looking for another way to kill somebody. All you've done is show me that you can kill people. That's all you've shown me. The men on this planet, all you have shown me is how to get away with your deals and your schemes and your plots to make sure that your deals are going okay. As long as your deals are going okay, that's fine. Because no man has come up to me and said, how are you doing? Let's make this right for you. None of you have. And this has been going on for 50 years. 50 years. I show up in all of your business because you use my energy. I'm the sun. And not one of you has said, how can I make this right for you? I've already told you. You have all had the financial statements of what I'm owed. And then you add a whole bunch of more zeros on the end of that for my suffering and my PTSD and things that will never be made right and things that I have to sleep with every night and the visions I sleep with every fucking night. And sleeping outside no matter what the weather is like. And being away from my kids for 7 years that I will never fucking get back. And it's going to take years before they look at me the same because they've been told so many lies by their father and by all the people in the community. All the absolute 100% lies that were told on my name and my energy. 100% lies. And while all of you are plotting and planning to see what else you can do to me, what else you can rape my soul, what else you can break, and what else you can see how much I can take for your analysis and your plotting and your planning to see how much else how much other wisdoms I can come up with so you can plunk it in AI and call it yours. Where do you get the highest information from? Ask AI that. Where does AI get its highest information from? Who codes it? What websites and what accounts and what videos do they go and watch? What videos do they pilfer? And you feel okay every night going to bed without giving me a fucking penny or giving me 0 fucking credits. And then you come out with an AI video the next day talking about exactly about what I've talked about. Since when did these people start talking about healing? Didn't you ever ask yourself that? Isn't that curious? That these people that they say to have certain lives in certain ways and yet now all of a sudden they're talking about healing? None of them have booked a healing session with me. And if you ask them, how do you heal?
Yes,
Ask them to see what they say.
we do.
And ask to see how much of the verbiage is exactly the same as what my videos say. and my tips and my skills and my daily pathwork, and you ask them.
That's it?
Don't you find that strange? And I'm glad at least everybody's waking up. I've done my job. I told Spirit, I can leave here. I can leave here right now. You can take me up to the light ship. Take me up. I'm ready. I'm done. I'm done all my 5D. I'm done all the way to 5D. I can go to any planet right now in this multiverse, and I can be 5D. I can help however I want. I can stay in spirit. I can help with the legions. I can help with Lord Sananda. I can help with all of the angelics. I can help be an angel to all the children that are getting raped. And it doesn't matter where I go. God's got me. Doesn't matter. I can go right now, just like that.
Okay, take your time.
And God said we need to make it right for
I'm
you.
asking you for the food before, please.
This is good, yeah.
Can you tell me for the food, please? After you can tell me for the drink.
I'm not going to window.
The horrible things that you've all said in court about me. You need to go and have affidavits, and you need to retract all of your statements. You need to sign a fucking affidavit. Just as you did in our divorce court when you said that you were not hiding any money in the backgrounds, and you absolutely knew you were. And you perjured yourself, and I have the proof for it, and I have receipts. Because you absolutely were hiding money, you were absolutely dealing with the leech, and you were absolutely dealing with the shadow government to destroy and attack my life every fucking day. Because none of you wanted me out in the collective doing anything that I wanted to do, and isn't that the freedom of rights? Isn't it? Isn't it the freedom of rights? That I become as high as I can be, and as wide as I can be, and be there for the people, and be there for the land? Isn't that what you want for your people? I was doing exactly what the freedom of rights say. But all of you didn't want that. Because then I wasn't handleable. Because you can't handle me. You don't know what to do with me. Well, God didn't ask you to do anything with me. Because I get to be exactly who I get to be. Because that's the highest form of light, isn't it? Don't I get to bring new things, and don't I get to be evolved beyond what your 3D states and boxes? But you couldn't comprehend that. So all of you started to steal off of me. You stole my ideas, you stole my energy, you came up with all of your bright ideas and your geniuses, and then you call yourselves extraordinary. You call all of yourselves on the next level. You call all of yourselves the geniuses of the new age. You call yourself the prophet. Meanwhile, all you're doing is you're putting into business everything that I've said a day before. You start putting that into action and that, and everybody's thinking you're a genius. Meanwhile, you hide me. I'm veiled and I'm hidden. Nobody fucking knows about me. You don't give me credit. You don't give me anything. Everything you are in your life, you've made off the backs of people like me. And all of you know it. There are people very well known today that are at the top of their game because of me. I got no credit whatsoever. You're actually paying people to take me out. So then I say to, well, how does that help you when your companies are going belly up because none of you are aligned to 5D? So then what, asshole? Einstein? Then what? You're going to talk about healing as if you know about healing, but you don't do any of it. You talk, but you don't do anything. It's all words. It's just a fucking game to you. Everything is a fucking game to you as long as you come out on top. Because all the wounded, distorted masculines, it's all about a spotlight. You want the spotlight, you want the energy, because it feeds your empty soul. Because you're not connected with God. I'm connected with God. Take the fucking money. My ancestors will rip up everything they need to rip up to get my money back. Because it was never fucking yours. It was never yours to fucking use illegally. You just knew people in the judges, you knew people in the systems to do everything that you could to make it right for you. You never earned it. You didn't own it. It was never yours. All of the wills that you had changed, all of the information you had changed, all of these legal documents that you had changed, you're gonna fucking make it right. You're gonna sign affidavits to make it fucking right. It's not rocket science. You screw somebody's life over, you sign an affidavit and you make it right. You're the ones with the money, assholes. The lies you've said. And what happens one day when my children come across one of these disgusting fucking videos? and all the people you've paid to intercept my children, and thank God the angels are protecting my children. You would have had them dead 7 ways to Sunday. That's how disgusting you are. Because all you care about is getting your spiritual ranking. And as I said, you will never touch my lineage. My lineage is off limits, and you know that. And you will fail every time. And you didn't care. You just kept hitting your head against the wall, and you just kept playing chicken with God. And so now where are all of you at? Where are the fuck all of you?
Bye.
Bye, Svana. I like your purse. I'm an angel, and I'm a great healer because of me and God. And because of the few clients that have allowed me to believe in myself when nobody else would. Not family, so-called family. I don't even know these so-called family. They've never brought themselves to me. They've played around me because they think it's funny. They come and pretend that they're just somebody in the coffee shop, or they come and pretend that they're a friend. They're not a friend. They're family. They just don't want to admit it. Because they just want to see how long they can play in front of my face. It's a fucking, they're psychos. Psychotic games that you all play. And so, okay, so how far ahead are you now? You just got a whole bunch of karma because you're playing chicken with God, and you're ruining an innocent person's life. Good compass. Way to go, guys. So instead of healing all your distortions, Divine Masculine just goes and attacks women. And this is the reason why I made this video tonight, was for this one this one thing that stands out on top of all of it. The Divine Masculines sit in their glass offices and at their tables and in their group chat rooms to the corruption rings and the crime rings and their cult rings, and all the things are being tracked electronically. The receipts are all there. Even if you've destroyed evidence, it's all there, because these people have had access to government systems. These people have had access to banks. These people have had access to the back end of everything. They pay people whatever they want. Everything they've said about me has been fabricated 9 ways to Sunday, and God will always make sure that I rise above all of you because I've earned it 10 times over. And it doesn't matter, because all of you are so deep in your ego. All you care about is to win and step on my soul. But what bothers me the most, and why I made this video, is that how do you expect me to sit across from any of you, and you actually pretend that you're somewhat healed, and you say that you're changed and you want to start over again, because you know that my energy will bring your families back, it will bring peace back, it will bring balance back, it will bring protection back, it will bring abundance back to your lands. And as the waters dry up, and as the Nile dries up, and after all of these things like Dubai, it just dries up like an empty piece of just dirt, which is what you all intended. Your hate for divine feminine, and your hate for somebody knowing more than you, and your imbalances and your own dysfunctions, because you're not healed. And then you want me to sit across from a table from you, and you want me to look you in the eye, and you want me to feel my heart open. It's just so wide. And as you're sitting there with your fake alligator tears, you say, I'd like us to start over again, because I care for you. I care too much for you. I was silent, and I was alone, and I didn't want to talk to you because I cared too much.
Medium dark roll espresso shot. Same on the side, right?
But you actually had people, you paid people to attack me.
Oh, you need me to put it in it this time?
Every day for 50 years,
Okay.
all of you could have come and said something. You could have sat beside me and you could have said, I'm sorry.
You have to.
I like you as a friend. How can we make this? I want to do this. Every day. There's just more attacks. There was more stealing. More fake videos online using my information, using my wisdoms. Not giving one credit to me about anything. But you care too much. Do you see, most people believe you. And you have the followers you do because you've lied so well. And you're still lying to this day. And you want me to sit across from you. And you want me to begin one more cycle. And you want me to be your private fucking healer. Well, you have given absolutely nothing to me. You haven't given a penny. You haven't given a shout out. You haven't given anything. It doesn't matter if you make a fake fucking collective video, because it's fake. It's fake. You say the words to get the clout. It's fake. Because if you truly felt and if you were truly changed, then the action would have been all alone. It didn't have to come with fake words. The words mean nothing. And you want me to sit across from a table and you want me to digest your words. When you have sent thousands of attacks on my soul, just so you could feel like you won. I'll tell you right now, cowboys, you win. And then what? I will still be the stars in the heaven that will shine at night because I am pure with God. And you're going to be on your dying planet. And you have not given the people the information they need to know their light, to know God, to know 5D information beyond religion that has given this planet nothing but wars and separation, where the men beat women and the men go and do terrible, terrible soul-sucking sacrifices on them. Just because the men want to feel powerful because they're not healed in their wounds of their sexual regressions. And what happens then? The men feel like they got to be powerful because they don't know who they are anymore in their divine masculine bodies, but they're having all of these different things go on in their sexual energies and their sexual centers. But they got to have power over others because that's what they were taught. So they just go and be abusive to a few more people that will take it. And while all of you threw me aside, and while all of you said I was stupid, and while all of you said that I was demented and that I was slow, and that I was an easy kill, you all hunted me. And you hunted me, and you hunted me to the ends of no earth. And I get up every day and I fight for my human rights. And I get up and I fight and I fight and I fight. And it's just me and God. Nobody's holding my hand. Nobody's giving me a say, there you go, there you go. The magic has been torment on my body. The magic has been torment between me and my kids, and God is the only thing that's kept us threaded. You've made all this last timeline for me. I never want to come back to another planetary life because of it. And it doesn't matter because my words mean nothing to you because none of you will ever know me. None of you have sat before me to ever get to know me. You didn't care. You only want what you want. And that's why we will never be aligned. There will be no alignment between us. You're wanting what you want for you and your cult. And you want to get out of whatever you get out of. You want me to be just right back at the beginning, like we're friends and we're best buddies, so that I don't put the maximum sentencing on you. When you're found as cruel and unusual torment to somebody that didn't do anything to you, didn't even know you. You treated me this way because you wanted the money. And you thought you were going to have a spiritual swap. None of you have earned what I've earned in the spiritual realm to have a spiritual swap. And there are actual beings and councils that protect all souls that have gone to the lengths for God. These are things you don't know because you're not intelligent. You've all learned what you've learned, and you've made millions on your companies, and you've made billions on your companies because of me. The energy I give, the balance I give, the restoration I give, the alignment I give, the clarity I give, the conciseness that I give, the truth that I give, the honesty that I give, the codes that I give, the energy, the essence. None of you have done right in the collective for me. All you've done is to see what you can take from me. Still, to this day. You do what all of you have to do. You've been given instruction, you've been given time, you've been given everything that you've been given. I'm not going to sit in front of any of you. I just won't. You've taken so much from me. I have nothing left. I have nothing left. What I want is I want the money that you stole. I want you to sign affidavits that have said those things that you said about me are 100% in fucking correct. because I haven't seen by a doctor. There's been no medical process. There's been no medical interview. There's been no medical due process. There's been no process done on any level, in any way, at any time. Not when I was a child and not now. I'm a genius and all of you know it. And I'll be writing laws for the children in the future, and I don't need anybody beside me to do that. I'm already manifesting it. And God can lift me to whatever timeline I want because I've done my work. I don't have to stay in any timeline. God can take me wherever I want to go. I was here for the lessons of those in the collective, the most staunch and the most arrogant and the most misogynistic. I stayed around for all of you so that this planet could have some divine masculines that somehow got activated into ascension and somehow woke the fuck up for their collective. But instead, all you think about are your private agendas and your private businesses and your private 401ks and your private fucking this and your private fucking that. While again, none of you have come to me and none of you have said, here's all the affidavits for what we said about you. Here's the corrections. All your fraud is erased. We've taken care of that. The debts are cleared. You haven't done all of that. I'm still homeless. I still have nothing in my accounts. I don't have enough to go and see my kids to begin to repair the damages done. But as long as you and your life is okay, as long as you and your life is untouched, I want to make this clear, and I will say it for the very last time. I don't work for anybody. I haven't been paid anything by anybody. I have not given my services for free to anyone. You've all taken advantage of me and you've all used me. That is what's happened. I don't work for anybody. There's been nothing signed. There's been nothing given. There's been nothing approved. There's been nothing evaluated. There's been nothing interviewed. There's been nothing verified. There's been nothing validated on any level in any way of any kind. There's been nobody sit before me. There's been nobody tell me anything. There's been nobody come with a file. There's been nobody verify anything to me. Nobody has sat before me, and yet all of you have gotten away with thousands, I'm talking thousands, of crimes against me. I don't even know any of you. And you all wanted to prove you're more powerful than me and better than me, like you win, you win, you win. Bang your hand on your chest a few more times before you go to bed tonight, divine masculines. I can't sit across from you and knowing that you did thousands of attacks on me just to feel good about yourself. Good for you. That's why I made this video. Because that one vision of me sitting across from you and imagining and seeing what I see as a visionary and see as a seer, the things on all the other timelines that you've done, enchanting naked in forests and having your naked parties in nature and using Gaia's energy and my energy and my name in the black web and using me for your reality shows that are making you money. And how vile and how disgusting can you have my energy and my name being used? Like it's a joke, like you blasphemy God. And then you play chicken with God to see, well, let's see what she's made of. If she's really of God, we'll see what she's made of. These are the conversations that have taken place with elites on this planet. We're talking elites that are supposed to be role models and supposed to be the ones that stand before children and say, oh, no, there is a source. I mean, what are your beliefs? What are your faith? And these people speak, but they don't have anything to back it up. They just talk the talk. They're very good at putting on masks and putting on shows. They're very good actors. That's why they use my videos. That's why they come and watch me to have, what's their speech for today? And they can go off and pretend. They can go into pretend land and say exactly what I said in my videos every morning. That's why they show up. They show up for their morning fix. And they say the speech and they sound aligned and they're a good leader for their company and they're standing with their fake chest out, puffy. Meanwhile, the people they're raping from are sitting homeless. And boy, the world shouldn't know that, should they? Until God shows and lifts everything and God shows me the world and the world sees me. And then people are saying, well, isn't that weird? Isn't that what that person said yesterday to their company? Isn't that what that person said yesterday to their cult and covenant church? Isn't that what all these people have been saying, but they show up every day trying to kill her? That doesn't make any sense. How does that make sense? They're copying her, but they're trying to kill her? They're copying her, but they're trying to take her money? That doesn't make sense. Isn't that a double standard? So they just want to use her like a slave. That's what they have been doing for 50 years. The Eastern Stars and the Masons and the fucking Illuminati and Anunnaki, whatever the fucking names you want to give yourselves. You've all used me till there's nothing left to fucking use. And all of you know that I can power up cities. And you've used me for that too in your little data power centers. That was your intention. To have all the starseeds live around your power centers to start powering up. So it doesn't matter. You'll get your electricity somehow, and we'll just have all the starseeds sit in a thing called, you know, some sort of little supermarket just so you can get all powered up. We'll be like power drinks that you sell on the shelves down the road. You've all got it already planned. Go watch how many businesses are going to be opening up based on starseed power and based on starseed light. How many of them are changing their business agendas just to come in alignment with healing? Because now all of a sudden they've changed a new leaf and now they want to be a part of healing. While they're trying to figure out how to fix the papers that they've taken illegal monies from me. And they've had a voice over me and a say over me in which they had no right. I don't even fucking know you. So how do you have say over my body, over my mind, over my soul, and over my money? Wasn't that money supposed to be mine at 18? Wasn't I supposed to be living the high life? Wasn't I supposed to be living my softest life right now? And while I'm homeless and in the street. Hi, sweetie. Holy Mother and Father, all are forgiven. Please take them off my energy field.
Adam Kanagafe. $2 double Gatsa. Jeff.
Innocent lives have been taken and killed. Innocent lives wiped out just like that. Because they want to make their agendas and they want to make their stories stick. I have nothing to do with any of you. It's not rocket science to make something right. I'm not going to keep saying the same fucking thing. I'm not going to save you. I'm not going to be the wings over your fucking business. I'm not going to come and hold your hand. And I'm not going to be your private fucking healer. You have taken enough from me. I have nothing left. You're going to make affidavits about all these horrible things you've said about me. And you're going to make it fucking right. And it will be made public so that my children hear and see it. Everything I've done is for the children. And none of you give a fuck. That's why none of you know me. You take what you take, that's all you fucking care about. The human hunger machine is very real on this planet. And I've outlined it, and I've given the top investigators everything they need. Everything I said and everything I predict is 100% fucking true. Within hours you will see it come forward. Go sign your affidavits and I want my money. You all know my banking accounts. If anybody tries to come after them, my ancestors will rip up your lives. The second that you think you're going to touch anything of mine. Including my children, including my energy, including my lineage, including the Akash. Because everything's doubly protected by all of your asinine efforts. To think that you can, again, play chicken with God, and you can think you can play God like this. And that's how arrogant you are. There's no sacredness within any of you. You just want to play the fucking game of selfishness. I'm not going to sit across from a table and be activated on all the times you fucked me over while you're sitting there with your fake speech. You have no weight with me. You will return the money because it's owed. And your soul and your life will never be made the same until everything is restored. All of you know it. All of you know it. Your lives will not be restored and your lives will not be brought into balance until I get what I'm owed. Every time you've taken my information and made something, called it your own, every time your company has taken a level up, every time that you've taken something from me, every time you've harvested, every time you've jacked off to me and had a win, every time that you've done a black web fucking video and exploited my name and you watch me sit on the street. And you actually send your stalkers. You pay stalkers. This is what's so fucking insane. You pay stalkers and you pay idiots that sit in their cars and watch me, and yet you don't give me my money back. Are you paying with them of my money too? This is the power and control that's just gotten out of hand. These men love this because they have the power to just let my life sit in nothingness until I die. That was another one of their options. That was another one of their plots, plans, and schemes. Just keep her in poverty until she dies. That's what these guys, this is what they want to keep doing until they think that they're in charge. Again, they have no belief in God. They don't have no belief, no concept of God. It's just all talk. And these people talk about God. These people in the collective talk about God. They make videos about God. They've actually sung songs about God. When everybody finds out who these people are, you don't need to sit before me. You've taken up enough of my time. You've taken enough of my energy. You've taken everything there is to take. You take, you take, you take, you take, you take. And God gave you opportunities every day to do something right. To do the right fucking thing. Do the right thing. It's on your soul. Your businesses will never prosper. Your families will never prosper. Your health will never prosper. Nothing will ever prosper when you take from others and the innocent and you do nothing.
Jesse, you want some water before we go? No, can't water.
The breaking of a soul.
Water?
Doesn't it make more sense that we have more compassion for each other? Instead of breaking, we heal. And when somebody's going through hard times, you help make it right. No matter what you give. At least you give something. I've only received from 2 people. I haven't received anything from anybody. There was a case file that I watched today about this woman who lost her life to her boyfriend. And one of the final statements that he said as he was being shown off to jail was that all of the things that he did in his mind, he believed that he was doing it for good because he wanted to teach her a lesson, even if it was a tough lesson. And he was going to make her somehow bow to him, and he was going to break her soul in only the words that they could use, because he thought that it was doing a good job by, if she had one little lie, or if she wanted to talk to somebody on the phone, and there were such control issues there. She wasn't allowed to use the phone. She was isolated from family. She wasn't allowed to talk to her own children. She had wanted to go over to her family's for a family event, and she was driven there by her sister, and she went, and when she came back, she had the breaking of her soul of a lifetime, because he felt that she went behind his back and went to a family event that she was obliged to, and she had every right to. It was her life. She can do whatever she wants, but not in his world. In his world, if a woman goes and does anything that is not controlled by him or sold by him or told by him, then she's out of alignment and she's out of line. And he continued to show her, in his words, love by teaching her a hard lesson. And that was the last beating that she took. And then when the police go and look at the home and look inside the place where he kept her prisoned, there was a wheelchair because he had beaten her so bad some days that she couldn't walk. And he kept reinstating in her that he was doing it because he loved her. He beat her because he loved her. He was showing her a lesson on how breaking of a soul is, and if she doesn't fall in a line and do exactly what he says, when he says, how he says, and she can't use her phone and she can't do this, she's basically a slave to him, And as long as she does this, and there's no perfection that a woman can do in this, there's no perfection. There is no perfection because he finds more and more things. Even if she does everything the way that he wants it, he will still beat her. Because it's a breaking of the soul that is within him.
Thank you.
And what he's done to somebody else, he's done to himself. And his children are now without a mother, and his children are now without their father. And these children's last memories are of his mother being taken away by paramedics
Jazzy, enough.
because they were trying to teach her a lesson.
20?
In his mind and his belief system, is that a win to you?
Asserted?
I'm going to create healing systems so that it doesn't have to be done on any level. And everybody sees the damage they cause each person.
Sorry, we don't have both. We don't
Control
have,
and
shops
domination
here if we don't
is
have
evil.
both. We have,
Because you're so wounded
Subway,
within yourself that you have to
Burger,
control somebody
Honey,
else.
Plain.
Doesn't matter which way you slice it, it's evil. Because of wounding.
Sorry? Thank you.
And I will be a lawyer for all the children that get trafficked. For anybody that says, you use and abuse people's lives and souls and spirits, and you make money, and then what? You throw them away. And who's going to care for them and heal them? And who's going to bring their souls and destinies back? You don't know me. You have no weight with me. I want my monies returned. And I want my proper birth documents. And everybody that calls himself an elite and somebody special, while you've got millions and millions and millions in your bank, you're going to send me and you're going to wire me what you owe me. And you will never know the damages that you've caused me. But I'm a better healer for it, so thank you. You have no weight with me. You're all forgiven.